He was taking the best-selling tablets and capsules at the time in the supplement world, putting them in test tubes of simulated stomach fluid and simulated gastric fluid, proving to me a lot of them wouldn't break apart. Those that did break apart didn't solubilize, meaning dissolve into solution. And that is a prerequisite for absorption. That must happen for you to absorb it. So about 2017 or so, I had this company and we were selling supplements in pill form, like everyone else, tablets and capsules. And it was really more of a business need at first, and then it became more of a health passion need. So the business need was, in a hyper-competitive industry, to fracture out market share and really grow, you need something really innovative, something really different. And there were plenty of people doing that, finding ways to do things differently that were gimmicky, and that's just not me. I like to, if I'm going to put my life behind something, it's got to be real. So I was fortunate enough to run across a former Pfizer scientist who jumped ship, moved to the natural products world. He was working out of University of New England up in Maine at their School of Pharmacy. And he said, fly up here. I want to show you what I'm seeing in the lab. It's going to change the way you think about your business. So I said, sure. I went up there. He was taking the best-selling tablets and capsules at the time in the supplement world, putting them in test tubes of simulated stomach fluid and simulated gastric fluid, proving to me a lot of them wouldn't break apart. Those that did break apart didn't solubilize, meaning dissolve into solution. And that is a prerequisite for absorption. That must happen for you to absorb it. So instead, like the ones that broke down formed this sandy-like layer of material on the bottom of the test tube. And I said, well, can't people absorb that? He said, no, watch. Took it out and he ran it through particle size analysis at these big machines at the university and proved to me these particles were 10 to 100 times too big to fit through your small intestine and get into your bloodstream. So that was kind of like a shocking moment for me, that 250 million Americans take these every day, yet they're not absorbing what they think they're absorbing. And so not being a PhD in the space, I went and I got someone else to vet his work. I got literally the planet's top expert in supplement bioavailability. His name is Dr. Julian McClements, and he's got a lab at UMass. So I got these two on the phone, and they spoke the same language. UMass guys said, we see the same thing in our lab. We concur. We've been telling people this for years, and nobody listens to us. And so that's when I said to myself, okay, there's a problem. It needs to be solved. It started out as a business problem. How do we differentiate? And then it became more of a kind of health industry problem that people weren't getting the benefits that they promised, that these companies promised. So I said, what's the solution, to the doctor up in Maine? And he said, you have to understand, in nature, there's one thing that is the most effective delivery vehicle for nutrients for human beings. I said, what is it? Can either of you guys guess what it is?
Liquids, no?
Human breast milk. And so if you look at human breast milk, it's structured as a colloidal emulsion. And so the scientist in Maine said, you have to replicate human breast milk with natural gels. And so that's what we did. So we solubilize everything, fat solubles, water solubles, bring it together, create a stable emulsion, put it into a gel matrix that's gut healthy. And then we have to work on all the organoleptic stuff, right? Flavoring it, coloring it, good smell, good, mouthfeel, and all that. Doing all that stuff naturally is challenging. So that's really where this came from. And it was shocking, now that I look back on it in retrospect, nothing much has really changed in this industry in, 90 or so years. People were taking pills back then. So long-standing innovation gap we closed.